Thanks very much for having me back. So just to give a wee update on what we've been doing this year, it's been pretty busy. So how am I going to switch this forward now? Is it better to just use this? Yeah. Nope. Oh, yes, perfect. Brilliant. Thanks a million. So in January this year, then we started a new public page. Those of you that were here last year will remember me talking about the group that we had started about 5 years ago. So the group is it's a closed group. What happens in the group is private, and only the members in the group can see what happens. So the idea of starting the page was basically to try and stretch that information out a bit to the people that Leslie's just been talking about, the family, the dads, the aunties, the people that are commenting on how the baby's behaving. So we started it and basically just wanting to normalise breastfeeding and increase the knowledge of those people around the mum. So the mum was getting the knowledge in the group and then going out, but because they weren't getting it, it wasn't having the same impact. So hopefully that's starting to happen a wee bit. So now there are 4,720 people following the page. So that just means if something is posted up on that page, they will get that notification, or they can just go on and read the things that are being talked about there. What is happening is the mothers are then tagging their partners or their sister or their mum and saying, oh, this is what he was at, or didn't I tell you, or that type of thing. So it's then being shared. So each time, don't know what that, yeah. So each time then that they comment on it or like something or tag somebody, that then spreads that as well. So you can see here in the past 28 days, the post reach was 93,000. So that's just in that 28 days, and there were 50 posts published. There's a varied range of different things. Sometimes it's just a funny thing. Sometimes it's just a wee meme, just loads of different things. This is an example of one of the types of things that is really popular. So this was posted by Lorraine back there at the end of September, and 16,000 people saw that post. That was actually a scientific paper on how breastfeeding feeds the microbiome and develops the microbiome. So that's the type of thing that people are finding really, really interesting. And you can see there's kind of the results of it. The one that was the most popular yet was back in June, so 3 million. It completely went viral. And it was just really, really good. Just good to know it's getting out there. And it was just a really funny post that Kerry did about if you're going to visit a breastfed baby, you might see a bit of breast and how to prepare yourself and what. And it was really, really popular. And I think because initiation rates are much higher than breastfeeding rates, so a lot of people are in that situation. And they were able to tag people and laugh about it and go, that was totally me, and, all of this. And it gave the people who are going visiting actual practical tips. It was like, just talk to the mum as normal, make her a cup of tea, bring some food, play with the other kids, just really, really good. So that went basically everywhere. It's really good. So that's the page ongoing. So then back in May, so we were nominated for a Mama Award, which is one of the biggest awards in the UK in midwifery. So we were nominated, and we thought, hey, sure, we'll go for a bit of crack. So 6 of us got to go away, and it was just lovely to have the time together as admin as well. Just to have that time together, not just online and face to face, and it was just really, really good for us. And we won. So. What was really nice was that the judges said that the mothers that had nominated us had spoken about the online village that was created and the support that was there in the wee small hours when there was nobody about and they felt alone and stuff. So it was lovely. And then there was more awards, Positive Birth Awards. We were shortlisted again, and Carol Smith won, which is just fantastic. Carol's been an admin in the group since the beginning. And has done just amazing work sharing her knowledge with us and with everybody, and supporting mothers, and just fantastic. So we were delighted. So the next big day out then was Breastival. We headed to Breastival in August and had a stand there. And it was lovely, just the mums coming up and talking to us about how they valued the group and how wonderful it was. But the big thing for us was connecting with Wendy Jones. So we produced these wee bags to sell at Breastival, and the proceeds from that were going to Wendy's Drugs and Breast Milk Helpline, and also the refugee camp for breastfeeding and pregnant mothers. So we were telling Wendy that on the day and saying, here's a wee bag, and we got a wee photo. But the fantastic thing that came out of that is that Wendy actually joined the group and is now there. So if a mother has a query about drugs that isn't covered in Wendy's fact sheets, we can now tag Wendy. She's happy to be tagged, and she will respond individually to that mother. So she is coming in and saying, either sometimes the mother is in the fact sheet but she just wants more reassurance and Wendy can do that, or if it's outside of the fact sheets and it's something very specific, Wendy can give her information on that. And it's been really, really valuable and just fantastic. So really good there. The bags have also been great. The point of the bags was really to try and, again, bring the group out a bit more. So do something actually out in the real world. And it's really so that if mother's out and about and she sees someone with one of the bags, she'll think, oh, she's in the group, or she must be supportive of breastfeeding. That's great. And these mums just happen to meet up. They do know each other, but they happen to be there, and they're, oh, we've all got our bags. So it's also spreading the word. It's someone wearing a bag saying breastfeeding's important to us, and that's really powerful as well. So that has been good. Something we did this year in the group was we just did a wee quick survey, monkey survey, to make sure that people were happy, that are we doing everything that we can do, what can we do better. So overwhelmingly people are happy with the support they're getting in the group. A few things that stood out for me particularly were providing support, encouragement and reassurance, and that's really the epitome of peer support, which is what the group is. It's mother-to-mother support, so that came out really high. And then feeling part of a community and not alone. I just thought that was lovely, particularly in today's world, and where mothers, particularly on maternity leave, can be just on their own at home a lot. And also understanding normal baby behaviour, and I think that's a huge thing for us as a society, and if we can start getting that a bit more out there, then I think that'll really, really help everybody to support breastfeeding better. Some things that the mums brought up were possible meetups for mums, more visual information and a daily information post, so we'll be taking that on board. Last year I know you enjoyed the stats, so we've done the same again. We looked at the same, well, Kerry looked at the same month, and also the same single day. So it's fairly similar to last year in the amount of work that's happening there. It's probably a slight dip, but that can happen day to day anyway. We have 1,500 new members since last year, so it's still continuing to be popular. 74% of people are still engaging in the group, so that's really, really good. And we had 80 new member requests. We did notice that we've only 51% of people getting into the group, so we're going to look a wee bit at what's happening there around letting people into the group as well. This was the 24 hours, and it was a Friday again, corresponding to last year. There were 37 posts, 358 comments. 16 of the posts were requests for help, and the admin all answered those. People celebrating their journey, and some information posts as well. This just is a wee snapshot of what was going on, and it's just exactly what you would expect, but you can see how diverse it is. So from a 3-day-old to 1-day-old, 9-week-old, and a 1-year-old after weaning, somebody just looking back. People proud that they were nursing out and about, people proud of their journey. And what's on Netflix about breastfeeding. So it's quite, and my baby latched to a pumpkin, that was a highlight as well. So good crack. Something I was a wee bit intrigued about was what was in the group, the experience and the knowledge. What kind of knowledge base have we got in the group now after this many years? And what it's really showing is that about a quarter of our members have fed for more than 6 months, and a good number of our members are feeding sort of natural term. So I personally was quite surprised years ago when we used to see someone would mention sort of natural term breastfeeding in the group. It would have been a wee bit, some people would have mentioned, not sure about that or whatever. A, that doesn't happen anymore, and B, there's actually far more than I thought in the group feeding to natural terms, so really, really just impressed to see that. But also what I think from our point of view is we have this bunch of women there who have an amazing amount of experience and passion and what Leslie was talking about earlier, belief and value in breastfeeding. They've breastfed long term, they know what it means to them and their child, and also to their health and all of those things, but really how it shapes a mother until. So I think it's really good and exciting to know that that is now there in our culture, and it's increasing, and it's brilliant. And it is great for the people who join the group, because that's they're going to benefit from that. So off the back of that, this was really small wee numbers, but I just thought it was interesting to note, because a few midwives had said to me there's more women coming in who are still breastfeeding in pregnancy, or who want information on breastfeeding in pregnancy. So you can see here that the child, so obviously a lot of children will wean in pregnancy due to milk drying up, so that's the purple area there, and then the yellow people fed through pregnancy. So that's 52 people breastfeeding in pregnancy there, and these were only the people that answered in that day. It was quite recently. So the other people have fed twins, triplets, or have tandem fed. So you're looking at 55 people, and again, that's really big information for people to have. And it wasn't, I think it's good to know that's there in our culture. It's coming through, and it's becoming more popular. And I think the thing is, it's there, and they also need support. It's acknowledging this is what's here now. Natural term breastfeeding's here, feeding through pregnancy, tandem feeding is here, and I think we hear about the low early breastfeeding rates so much, we forget we have these wonderful people there with this wonderful information, so it's really good to know they're there. We've also been supporting research, as Marlene said. Sorry that I haven't got the total titles of these studies, because I meant to come back and do it and then forgot it before I sent it to Julie. So Sharon Gale's going to come on after me talking about her project with nipple pain, and I've been helping Sharon a wee bit with that within the group, asking mothers' experiences and that type of thing. They tend to respond better if I ask something rather than if a stranger asks it. So and then with Marlene, we had met last year and talked about Marlene's work with women who have suffered particularly traumatic experiences with breastfeeding, and therapy to help those women. So again, I sort of identified women within the group, asked who would be interested, and linked them with Marlene, and some of those, quite a few women got in touch with Marlene in relation to that, and also just been trying to share and make people aware about Marlene and Julie's connectee people that Marlene was talking about earlier as well within the group, and in ongoing talks with Maria Heron about the use of online collective intelligence to develop real life breastfeeding support. And I suppose that's almost been the theme of this year with the page and the bags and the getting the information out and trying to help bring society's knowledge up a wee bit, and then for us to identify that there are people there with really good experiences that can help our society as well. So hopefully we'll take that further, and it's really exciting. So that's it.